Welcome, beloveds. It's Soulfield Sunday, and this is November 9th. And this is, I think, the final of a series that we've been doing on sacred trust. So we're going to dive in together today. If you have a candle with you, I invite you to light your candle. In the Soulfield work, we often light a red candle. A red candle, same with any candle that we light, is sort of this invitation to recognize that we are first and foremost beings of light and beings of soul. And the candle is sort of a weaving of us together. A red candle is a very clear communication into the field that says what is welcome here is only that which serves the highest good of our sacred unfolding. And so that's what we welcome here today, as we welcome all parts of us. And you just take a moment as we come together to feel yourself intentionally enter into the soul field being the field of consciousness of our soul, the eternal light that we are. And so breathing into that awareness, feeling yourself with the simplicity of intention, open that portal that's about a foot above the crown chakra, the soul star chakra. There's a little portal there we can open that leads to this golden stream of light and this exquisite golden temple of light, the temple of divine perfection. This is literally our energy recycling center, sacred energy recycling center. And so with the intention and the ease of a breath, you just let go, let up and out anything that's no longer serving your great life, your great potential, your great soul, anything that's complete, anything that you've picked up along your journey from anyone that doesn't belong here with you. And with that, we'll begin with our opening prayer. We come with grateful, reverent, and open hearts to drink from the deep well of our eternal nature. As we dive into the soul field together, we are held within a sacred and holy embrace by the source of all love, light, and grace. In this eternal now, we actively invoke our unique pathways to source and the beings of love light that support our divine evolving. We allow our mind, body, spirit to expand into the holy realms where magic and miracles are commonplace. As we minister to ourselves, we minister to one another and our family humanity. We recognize we are one in the holy wholeness. We allow all we do here today to ripple out through our lives as a living witness of divine grace for the benefit of all beings. And so for those of you who are here with us live, perhaps for the first time, for those of you who might be here with us via recording in Eternal Now for the first time, after we do our invocation, we begin with our affirmations that we're working with. And this series, we're working with affirmations that relate to sacred trust. While we do our affirmations, we tap. We either tap on the sternum, which activates a gland under the sternum, the thymus gland, which is a master gland, and it talks to the whole biospiritual system. Or we rub at the earlobes, all around the earlobes. We have acupuncture points all around the earlobes that relate to all the flows of energy in the body. So when we rub the ears or when we tap the thymus, when we're doing affirmations, it's a way of communicating that to the whole body. And so we'll communicate to the whole body. We'll speak these intentions aloud, and I will speak them first. And then our sacred temple tender Denise will speak them in response with all of you when you'll speak them, and they'll be up on the screen as well. And so here we go. I am a divine creation. And Denise, make sure you unmute.
I am a divine creation.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace always, in all ways.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace, always in all ways.
I deepen into sacred trust every day,
I deepen into sacred trust every day.
remembering all things are divinely imbued. I actively amplify their grace.
Remembering all things are divinely imbued, I actively amplify their grace.
I am a divine creation.
I am a divine creation.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace always, in all ways.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace always, in all ways.
I deepen into sacred trust every day,
I deepen into sacred trust every day.
remembering all things are divinely imbued. I actively amplify their grace.
Remembering all things are divinely imbued, I actively amplify their grace.
I am a divine creation.
I am a divine creation.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I love who I am and revere my unique path.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace always, in all ways.
I joyfully experience the divine embrace always, in all ways.
I deepen into sacred trust every day,
I deepen into sacred trust every day.
remembering all things are divinely imbued. I actively amplify their grace.
Remembering that all things are divinely imbued, I actively amplify their grace.
Can you feel it? You're a different vibration right now than you were. Yeah. When we do affirmations, they remind us cellularly, molecularly, and they also calibrate us to what's true, which is that we actually have charge over the frequency that runs through our body, that we can actually create an impact there, that we can actually choose how we want to vibrate. And this day, in our conversations around sacred trust, we're going to talk about what it is to really rest into your birthright. And so, those of you who were here with us in the very first part of this series, where we sort of gave the overview for the series, one of the things that we spoke about is that we are actually wired biologically for a divine connection. It's actually part of our physiology. There's great research coming out of Columbia, Dr. Lisa Miller's lab, and they're showing these just incredible things using functional MRIs and some sophisticated, you know, data points that we are structured that way. And she actually calls it the awakened brain. And it's actually a different part of our consciousness, a different part of awareness that activates when we enter into the sacred. And it's part of what the entirety of the soul field work is about. Is really about making the choice moment to moment, day to day, to sort of enter into the field of soul and activate that part of our consciousness. When we do that, we have a different experience of life. And it doesn't mean that challenging things don't happen. It doesn't mean that we don't have difficulty. But what it means is that we meet that difficulty with our sacred self connected and online and resting into the remembrance that A, there is a divine embrace, because there is. Why would our biology be designed to connect with it if it wasn't an it, right? That there is a divine embrace, and secondarily, that we can let ourselves settle into that. There's a phrase, as most of you know, I was raised Catholic. There's a little phrase that was something that we used to talk about, which was Jesus take the wheel. And it's really this idea of letting soul, of letting spirit, of letting that sacred intelligent frequency that is imbued in everything on this planet be the driver of our life, be the center of our life, be the focus of our life. Right? And it changes the energy body. We actually become molecularly different when we do that. And there's this quality when we are resting in that divine embrace, which is, in sense, the sacred trust. It's like trust is inherent. If we're going to lean back into the arms of grace, like you ever done that exercise where somebody stands behind you and you're supposed to just fall backwards? Like you just wouldn't fall backwards if there wasn't somebody standing back there, or if you didn't have some kind of trust in them, right? You just to like stand in the middle of the room and just go, I hope something catches me. And there's something there. And this is how it is with the divine. There is something there holding you. And so when you lean into it, it is an act of sacred trust. And it calibrates that trust into our daily experience. When we do that, we come into a place that is more about knowing than about figuring or thinking. We come into the place where there's divine inspiration. We come into the place where we're actually co-creating with source. And then we have serendipity, and we have like these experiences. Someone said as we were preparing to come on live today on the recording, someone said they're just like in the joy of the beauty of what's happening in nature. That's noticing that simple thing is an act of resting into the divine embrace, and it does something for us. In my tradition, it's very Christ-centric, and there's a lot of these sort of biblical quotes like, ask and it shall be given to you, knock and the door shall be opened, forgive their sins and they are forgiven them, this and greater things you shall do. And these quotes that were spoken by the master teacher, Christ, were not just like nice little euphemisms. They were directives. And they were directives rooted in sacred trust. And they were directives that are there because they're literally our birthright. It is ours to ask and to receive grace. It is ours to come to that sacred portal and knock on the door. That's what we do when we come here. And you feel it. We go into meditation. The door is open. Grace comes to you. Forgive their sins, they are forgiven them. That we actually can create more beauty in this realm by recognizing like, oh, we're all humans. We all like make mistakes, little and sometimes really, really big mistakes that we have regret for. And what happens when we extend love to another is they become more whole and we become more whole. Christ never walked on this earth saying, bow down to me. He never once said that. He encouraged his disciples to live the grace that he was showing them, to literally become that, this and greater things you shall do. And when we rest into sacred trust, and like our affirmation says, remember that everything is divinely imbued, then by that very remembrance, we activate the divinity in another, or in a life experience, or in that object over there. I loved back in the day when I could still run, I loved jogging in the woods. And I would do this combination of like hike, jog. And I started this practice of singing to the trees because the forest we were in a bit of a drought and the forest was like struggling. It was challenged. And so I would just sing praises to the trees as I would run back and forth. And after I was doing that practice for, I don't know, maybe 6 months, I noticed something one day when I was walking in the woods. I could feel that the trees were like more alive, and that the whole woods was more alive than it had been. And I'm not saying that's all me, but I know it's partly me. And we have fun research that shows like you put little probes on a plant and you talk nice to it and it like gets all happy. Or plants, this one blows my mind. Plants can feel the ones that water them, so I'll say they're owners, but we're not really owners of anything here in this dimension. But plants can feel their owners something like 500 feet away. And so, like when the owner leaves the home and comes back to the house, when they get within a certain, I don't know the amount, but it's probably bigger than 500 feet, but it's like a very big distance. If they have these probes put on the plants change their frequency when the owner gets near. Like the more we divinely see, the more life is enchanted. It's literally ours. It's our birthright to enchant everything here with the divine grace that we are part of. And so today I want to talk a little bit about how do we rest? Like, how do we do that thing that's our birthright? How do we rest into sacred trust? What are the things that support that? And I'm going to bring some ideas forth, and I'm going to invite you to think about what you notice in your life brings you into sacred trust. So I'm going to start with what I do before Soulfield every Sunday, and what I do before my work day every day. And that is spend time in communion, spend time in prayer. And over the course of my life, that prayer has looked different. Sometimes it's been moving meditation. Sometimes it's been going to mass. Sometimes it's been saying certain prayers. Sometimes it's been singing, which is what it is right now. I find those sacred songs or secular songs that are sacred to me because of what they are speaking. And I sing glory and I sing praises. And that singing creates a vibration in me of grace that I then bring here to all of you. So something like this is definitely part of what helps us rest in sacred trust. Before I do that, I might feel a little nervous, like, oh, what am I going to talk about? How's it going to go? Is everything? As soon as I do that, it's just gone. The nerves are gone. It's not relevant anymore because I'm resting in the sacred trust, and I know that grace is going to move through our time together in ways that are beautiful and touch each of you in the ways you're meant to be touched, and touch me in the way I'm meant to be touched. Other things, ideas for all of you to just kind of think about supporting yourself if you notice that you're not totally resting in that sacred trust. Playing. I'll say the word frolicking. That's what I was doing in the woods, really, as I was running and jogging, frolicking, like singing and running. And sometimes I would find an open place and I'd do a little twirl, so dancing, like being in the discovery. Sometimes you can go on a walk and just like, what beautiful things can I see today? Or what people can I connect with? Kevin and I ride our bikes every morning. And the other day we started counting, like, how many people do we see regularly? Well, Kevin says, let's make a guess. And I'm like, 15. And we started counting all the people. And there's like 35, 36, 37, 38 people we see on a very regular basis that we know and they know us just because of dogs and walking on the trail. And they light up our lives and we light up theirs. And they're part of sacred trust. Sometimes we think it has to be this very formal thing. But when we connect in beauty, whatever that beauty is, that is the sacred. Saying hi to someone on the trail with a smile in your mouth. We had this one guy, we call him Grumpy, well, I call him Grumpy Pumpy. And he was like always doing this workout and like worked on him for a while. Like every time we'd pass, we'd smile, good morning, good morning. We never heard his voice. So he started kind of doing like, like, and then like a little hand. And then now he says good morning to us. And it's like, victory, like, This intentional spreading of beauty, this is resting in sacred trust. Calling a friend and saying, I need an ear. Somebody especially that you would consider like a soul friend who holds you in that divine way, who you hold in that divine way, with the intention that you have to uplift one another. Taking care of your body. When our body is well, we can feel into the sacred more easily. So, regular exercise, taking care of watching what you eat dietarily, that really supports your body, that balances your body, doing detoxes from time to time. We live in a very toxic world. That could be a tech detox, that could be a sugar detox, that could be, some very serious, like I'm about to start a liver cleanse on Monday detox. When we do these things, we take care of our physical body, we have greater access. Why is that? Because anything that is noise makes it harder for us to hear and feel into the subtle realms. Some noise of life we can't take care of. In other words, like, there are things that happen. But other noise, like the noise of a body that's upset because it ate the wrong foods, or the noise of a body that's causing the mind to spin because the toxins are great. This is noise we can take care of. When we quiet those things, there's more space. When there's more space, it's easier to connect. So I'm going to put a pause on this recording for now. I'm going to bring us into the group. For those of you who are watching via recording, why don't you take a minute and just journal a little bit? What are things in your life that you feel shift you into that core frequency, that natural frequency that we are, that is resting in the divine embrace, that is by its very nature? So coming back to our time all together again, and wanting to just highlight a few things that were mentioned because I think they're very powerful. First of all, what we were talking about, I think falls under the theme of how we rest into sacred trust in the everyday things of life, and how certain everyday things create a spaciousness or a quiet that allows us to be more receptive, like decluttering or going for a drive alone, or playing with the animals that we're blessed to have in our lives, etc. And so there's this way that we can kind of demystify this idea that it has to be something very formal. That the truth is sacred trust is truly our birthright. It's woven into us. And the more we can do of life when we're rested in that place, the more of our life that happens from that place, I guarantee you, the more at ease and peace you will be, but also it creates a kind of joy. I call it causeless joy. It's not joy because of a thing. It's joy in all things because you are simply that. You are joy. And we remember that when we rest in sacred trust. Joy doesn't necessarily look always like smiles and jumping up and down like it does, like it's excitement and like that. Joy is also quiet and still. It's deep contentment. Sometimes it's beauty tears flowing. Hmm. I'd like to take us into some meditation time together. And we're going to, in this meditation, really just co-create the space. So what that means is I'm going to be really tuned into the field. I don't know what's coming for us. So we'll be in the discovery and the delight and the joy together as we receive. But I do want to invite you to find a place where your body can be at rest. What I mean by at rest is you're sort of settled enough, comfortable enough, a place where you can feel some elongation through the spine. You don't have to like perk yourself up and be all, but just that you can feel the spinal alignment. Begin to drop the awareness inward. As you drop the awareness inward, feel yourself making a conscious connection with the breath. And as you begin to feel, sense, notice the breathing more, let's take a few deep cleansing breaths where we focus on the out breath. And so we'll breathe out of the mouth on the next breath out. Ah. And you can let there be some ah or ha sounds. Ah. Let the mouth open. Let the breath come out before you draw breath in again. Ah. You can let the mouth open so wide that it becomes a yawn. It's just inviting the nervous system. Ah, this is a moment where I'm setting down the stress of my life. This is a moment where I'm calling all of myself here into this sacred now space, into the body temple. And even as I say that, you take this as an opportunity to remember that your body is a temple where the divine lives and operates on planet Earth. And so, like in our affirmation, you remember you are divinely imbued. And you let your breath be an affirmation of that, a remembrance of that. And as that happens, as those beautiful yawns flow, bit by bit, the body settles. And I want to invite you, like that imagery I gave you, to feel yourself leaning back into the divine embrace, resting into the sacred trust. You're just falling into the arms of the beloved. And you feel the whole back line of the body being held. And you remember even more what it is to rest into sacred trust. You remember that this is actually essential. It's part of your very nature, core to who you are as a spiritual being with a body. And you feel how the body, you can feel it, flows of energy, tingles, sensations of goodness and nourishment. The body remembers as you remember that it's sacred. And you might even let the hands rest open, palms up in the receptive place. As the palms rest in that open, receptive place, with the simplicity of breath and the ease of an intention, you intend to receive even more love, light, beauty, grace. Each breath is like a drawing in of that sacred trust, a remembering of your holy wholeness. And you may feel a sort of tingling or heaviness or awakening around the neck and shoulders and back of head, like the hair is standing up there. As your biospiritual system attunes to the beings of light and love, the angels and guardians that walk with you, that are here with you. And with the simplicity of your intention, you open to that sacred support. Perhaps there's a particular saint or deity or a healing guide that you know, an animal spirit that's with you. You feel yourself opening to the grace of their support. Really remembering how much love is there for you. When you feel it in the body temple, it's not a concept, it's a sensation. It's a frequency. And you vibrate there in this deep, receptive, holy remembering. We call forth the flame of ascending resonance. The flame that is sort of a dark lavender and white, very gentle light striping energy, and it flows like a beam of light into the ascension heart, the upper heart, and the sternum where we tap. This stream of ascending resonance flowing there, inviting your biospiritual system to open even more, to be elevated even more by the grace, to hold this vibrational frequency that you're in with greater and greater ease, not just here in this meditation, in this communion, but as you move through your life, whatever's next. And so inviting this mentor of light, this flame, to intercommunicate with your biospiritual system. And you might feel it, like for me, I feel it flowing and activating my tailbone, and the tailbone's opening, and that ascending resonance is going through my heart, through the tailbone into the earth. You may be feeling that. You may be feeling some other flow. Your wise, sacred temple of a body knows how to receive grace and how to rebalance and reorganize. And you simply witness and let it happen. In this space of communion, we call forth the flame of divine perfection. It's like this shimmering golden glitter light, and it just starts flowing over you, almost like a dome of this beautiful glittering light, flowing all around your biosystem, in the field, in the body. A sacred reminder that everything, even everything happening in and around your body and life, is divinely perfect. And sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but it is. And if there's any places where it doesn't feel like that in your life, you bring that golden light right to those places. Perhaps it's a relationship or an ailment in the body or a mindset that keeps hooking you into pain. You let that golden light, shimmering, metallic, stardust light, minister to those places in your mind, body, or life. As you let that happen, you might feel the body opening. The throat may open, the heart may open. You may feel tingling in the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. It may feel like there's a smile inside your body. And you can amplify that by actually directing a little smile to those places. Sending smiles inside the body and around the body. Smiles to parts of your life that feel challenging. And feel yourself again in that sort of lean back into the arms of the beloved moment. Really feeling yourself resting back. And as you rest here and receive the ministration of all we've invoked and touched together, I'll play our song for this series.
free will, moving hard, free will, fall apart and fight, animal and present. We let out wild cry. Oh, ain't it good to know that it's alright? Oh, ecstasy and praise, grief, joy, fear, all are welcome in this earth. Cast a hold our being here. This is our dance. It's prayer in action. These are the words I need not say. Inner compass, inner map, here to guide me on my way. And I know it's alright. Everything is alright. All of it is alright. Every bit is alright. Oh, ain't it good to know that it's alright? My body is my paintbrush in this human land. Give it up, let fly, bringing blessed trance, counting beat and heartbeat, feathery winged hair. Oh, ain't it good to know that it's alright? I can hear them speak the language my blood speaks, the rhythm in me calling to our family. We enliven them by dancing. On our prayers they feed. Ah, ain't it good to know that it's alright? Everything is alright. All of it is alright. Every bit is alright. Oh, ain't it good to know that it's alright? Oh, ain't it good to know that it's alright?
Mm. The song, Good to Know It's All Right. It's like the whole of this song is about what it is to rest in sacred trust, which is your birthright. And there's this sense that I have, and I want to invite this today. It's not something we normally do in this way. There's this sense I have that came through in the meditation, these places in our lives that really feel hard for us to hold, hard for us to understand. This is part of a divine plan. This is divine perfection, as the flame was reminding us, because there's pain involved or challenge that feels too great for us to meet in any given moment. These are the places that are calling us into more receptivity, into more invocation of that grace. These are the moments where we are to knock and ask. And so I want to make space today. I'm going to pause the recording. For those of you who are joining us in the eternal now, let yourself make the prayer that's right for you. But I'm going to pause our recording and I'm going to invite those of us who hear in a couple of words, if there are any places in your life where you want extra support, to speak it out loud in sacred witness with all of us here. And in that way, we all uplift each other. There's something powerful about speaking our prayers out loud when others can hear. So to pause the recording, larger group. And so we just say, may it be so, the prayers that you have in the eternal now, the prayers that we've shared here. And with that, we will speak our little announcements. Denise, our sacred temple tender, will speak those for us.
As always, we're so grateful that you've chosen to spend a bit of your precious life to be in sacred presence with us in Soulfield. If you'd like more information, transformational supports, links to our YouTube video collections, or to have Soulfield events populate your calendar, or to share Soulfield with like-minded beings, you can go to soulfield.org, SOULFIELD.org. We deeply appreciate your donations and tithings. Without your generosity, Soulfield would simply not be possible. Deep bows to those of you who continue to make Soulfield a regular part of your spiritual gift giving. We are thrilled to have many of you joining us in the Eternal Now via recording. Please remember to like and comment on our videos and follow our YouTube channel. Thank you in advance for helping others find us. Our next live meditation will be November 19th at 5:10 p.m. And our next Soulfield experience is Sunday, November 23rd at 11 a.m., both Pacific time via Zoom. For those of you joining us live, links are in the chat thread.
Thank you, Denise, for your support today. We will close today with our prayer. We are deeply grateful to have experienced miraculous communion with our holy wholeness in the soul field. We wholeheartedly receive the upliftment of one another's communion and blessed soul light. As we close this formal gathering, we each in our own way will continue dwelling in the soul field and supporting our collective evolution. With deep gratitude, we thank one another and all our angels, guides, and guardians. Remembering as we minister to ourselves, we uplift one another. We encourage the magic we co-created to ripple out to all our relations for the benefit of all beings. And as we blow out our candles and we close our formal circle, I just want to thank you all for being here with us in the eternal now, live via recording, and those of you who are here with us today, for your sharing, for your presence. It's such a blessing and such an honor to be with you all in this way.